LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
What kind of people go on a prepaid who are grown? How old are you?
25.
Okay, grown men go on a prepaid. No, you can't think of any answers to that? No. Think harder.
This is the plaintiff, Catherine Pivornik. She says she and the defendant dated. He told her he loved her and blah, blah, blah. A few months later, she found out he was seeing someone else on the side. They split up, and now he's stiffing her on an exorbitant cell phone bill he owes. What a cad. She's suing for $1,168.32, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Christopher Arias. He says he and the plaintiff used to mess around, friends with benefits kind of thing. The plaintiff did add him to her cell phone plan, and he paid the bills in full and on time every month, until she up and terminated him one day without warning. The plaintiff's having a problem that he doesn't want to be more than friends with her, and she's just trying to make his life miserable by suing him today. He's accused of cutting off a girlfriend.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn.
Thank you, Douglas. Catherine Pivornik, you are suing Christopher Arias for $1,168.32 in cell phone bills that he incurred in your name and has refused to pay. Oh, $250 of that is for time and aggravation, and $290 of it is the early termination fee. What happened?
In about January of 2012, he was on a prepaid account with Verizon, and he asked me if he can come onto my account with Verizon.
How come?
He was sick of his prepaid. He said he wanted...
What kind of people go on a prepaid who are grown... How old are you?
25.
Okay, grown men go on a prepaid. No, you can't think of any answers to that?
No.
Think harder. If you have to be on a prepaid, what does that mean?
He can't afford it.
Right. Either he can't afford it or he won't afford it, right? He's got bad credit?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you get bad credit?
By not paying your bills.
Oh, and so what did you immediately go out and do?
I added him to my plan.
Okay. Why are you adding this guy to your plan?
We were kind of seeing each other at the time.
Kind of seeing each other. What does that mean?
We were together, but there was no title. He told me.
Together, but no title. He told you. And then you get a cell phone in his name for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you let her put a cell phone in her name for you?
It was something nice she did, yes. She basically is accusing me of not paying bills when I did. And, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot. She's accusing you of not paying any bills since January of 2012. How were you paying it?
I was paying mostly cash at the store.
At what store?
Verizon Wireless.
You were physically going to the store?
Yes.
So if you paid, then you'd have a receipt to show that you paid.
Yes.
So let me see it.
I don't have them.
Well, then you guess you didn't pay. If the phone bills show that you didn't pay, right? Can't hear you.
No. I guess it doesn't show.
Well, then if you paid, wouldn't it show?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so then if the phone bills, show me the phone bills, say that nothing has been paid on that phone number since January, what would that mean?
Well, I have a copy here of the last statement that I received.
And where were the bills going to go? A guy tells you that he's not going to make you his girlfriend, so you're basically a booty call, all right? And then you put a phone in your name for him?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Really
why do you have such a poor self-image? How old are you?
I'm 24 now.
Okay, so why would you have such a poor self-image that you would do that? You're a perfectly lovely young lady. Why would you do that?
I'll be honest, I was stupid.
Are you that charming?
Yeah, at the time.
You really liked him?
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand that when a woman who likes you more than you like her gets a phone in your name, it's to track you? No, seriously. You guys are so stupid. You just don't get that.
I'm a lot more technical than that.
Say it again?
I don't get tracked.
You don't get tracked?
No.
Okay, you found out he was sleeping with other women. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how'd you find that out?
I stumbled across a second Facebook of his.
Ooh, no, she's not a tracker at all. She's not a tracker. Okay. So how did you stumble upon she's a tracker, and you're a two-timer with experience, because he has this. You give one of them one Facebook, and then tell me how you do it. Inquiring minds all around America want to know. How many Facebooks do you have? Depends on how many girls you have?
One.
One what?
Facebook.
Okay, but you say you stumbled upon a second one.
Yeah.
And so tell me about the second one.
It had his information, and it had a girl, posting him back and forth with the other girl. Happy Valentine's Day, I love you.
Really? Well, I don't know. To sort of, the fact that he wouldn't call you his girlfriend or spend, all of his time with you was pretty much evidence that you didn't have a claim to him.
Definitely a flag.
I don't know that he, lied to you in any regard. I think it's kind of you being a chump. Don't you think?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever put a cell phone in your boyfriend or girlfriend's name because they couldn't afford to buy it themselves?
No.
Why?
You never really know somebody, so...
But if they're your boyfriend or, your girl, if you're your boyfriend.
No.
What do you think?
I mean, sometimes you have to.
Do you?
Relationships kind of dictate that if it's that kind of girlfriend. She's hot enough, right?
Okay, can't argue.
I would say definitely not. No, I would not do that.
Even if she said, hey, you won't do that for me, I'm out. Say yes. Say it's a good move. If she says that you don't want her, just trust me. You don't have to answer this question. Good for you.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, man. Going inside the courtroom.
There is no question that you were supposed to pay this because you say, oh, I did. That's your defense. Not, oh, that was a gift, but, oh, I did pay some of those. And then when I ask you, okay, prove that you paid some of those, you're unable to prove it.
Well, I look at it as say I go food shopping, I get a receipt from the store. Who really keeps those?
I do.
I don't.
Okay. I don't keep them for food shopping, but I keep them if I'm going to owe somebody money.
I didn't think it was going to be a problem here.
Okay. Well, then just prove that you paid them some other way. All you have to do is bring me proof that you paid something.
Well, it's kind of hard to prove when you pay cash.
No, it's not. It's just hard for you because you didn't. And I don't find you that charming. So I'm not going to say, oh, that's okay, like she did. That's not what's going to happen. You have some video you want to show me? Because that usually happens when somebody has video, or you do?
Yes.
Who has you do have video.
Yes.
And what is the video of?
The video is him verbally agreeing to pay me back the money.
When did you guys stop seeing each other?
In February of 2012.
Okay.
The video happened about mid-February.
No, my question is, why is there still a March bill and an April bill and a May bill and a June bill and a July bill? Like, why would there still be bills?
With Verizon,
Yeah, why would you not have canceled the phone the day after you stopped seeing each other?
I didn't have the money to
You didn't have the
cancel
$290?
it. No.
So instead, but you figured out how to sue for I mean, seriously, you couldn't who's that friend? You couldn't loan her $290 to stop the bleeding? Who are you? Come on up. Who are you?
I'm just a witness that saw the tape.
Oh, let's see the tape.
You owe my friend a lot of money for helping you out.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to give that to her. My uncle's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
I will get you arrested if you don't pay her back for what she's done for you. I'm telling you that. It's mutual agreement, right?
Yep.
Proof, right here, mutual agreement. Chris, yes, mutual agreement. You will pay my friend back. Everything. Okay, you can go inside now.
They can stop the video after that.
I love you.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Oh, who did that? I love whoever did that. That's a friend. Where were you when that got taped? What was that?
In front of my house.
So why are you such a jerk? Why don't you pay her?
Well, I'd be willing to pay her what I owe her, what I gave you the copy of.
What do you mean you gave me the copy of? This is one page of a 4-page. Where's the rest of it?
It was just in detail of.
Yeah, I want to see the in detail.
I
Give
don't
me the
have
4
that.
pages. But this is what you. Let me try to correlate it to what she has and see if. Okay. The very last bill that you get says that the amount owed is $866.74, right? So why are you suing for $1,168.32?
Part of that was the early termination fee.
No, but the very last bill that you get has the early termination fee on it, doesn't it? Or no?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if the very last bill you got is $866.74, why are you suing for $1,168.32?
Time and aggravation, stress.
Okay, you know what? Sometimes life lessons are a little bit expensive, okay? You should have learned a long time ago to value yourself a little bit more than you were valuing yourself here. You did that for one of 2 reasons. One is pathetic, and the other one is kind of slimy. Either you just want to buy his love, which never works, or you want to keep track on him, which is kind of impressive but still slimy. Those are the only 2 reasons why women get men phones. And it always astounds me that men don't understand that. They think they're pulling one over on you, and on half those women, they're not just pulling one over. The women are smarter than you think, okay? But then they come and cry to me later. All right, you are one of the criers. What I would like to do is have a bright line new rule if I was queen, that if you were my child, I'd say, suck it up, so that it never happens again. But I cannot do that because my hands are tied. I've got to sit here and right the wrong. To me, you'd learn more if I just let it go. And if you were my daughter, that's what I'd do. I'd want to see you working overtime to pay that bill because I'd want to know that never again in your life will you be a patsy. Unfortunately, I'm the judge on your case and not your mother. So when you're the judge on the case, you got to actually figure out what's owed. And what's owed, even considering all the adjustments, which were most of what were paid in the year that you had that, almost a year that you had that phone, leaves us with a balance of $866.74 that you owe. What you're going to pay is every penny that she's out, which is $866.74, plus your filing fee. That is my judgment. You don't get time and aggravation. Consider that your lesson.
Well, the plaintiff learns a very painful lesson, and the defendant comes out here looking like you played her.
Yes. I was made to look out to be the bad guy here, but in reality, I made a few mistakes with a few things, but I think things will go out in God's way now.
All right. You did 2-timer with another girl, right?
No.
What was that other Facebook thing?
That was just a misunderstanding.
Okay. All right. Right around the corner this way.
If you
Okay.
would right this way.
All right. Follow him. And all right. Come on out here and let's find out what you learned out of this whole experience.
I learned that it's just me on my Verizon account from now on.
Anything else about looking for love in the wrong places?
Definitely the wrong places. And he's trying to make it seem like I was the one who was...
You have any feelings for him
Not
still?
anymore, no.
No,
Not
you
for
sure?
a long time.
Harvey?
I will tell you this. We have done People's Court for many, many years. If you try to buy somebody's love, it will never, ever work out. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Jared DiLiberto. He says he's a police officer and was parked in the employee lot at his station house while he was on duty and was informed of kids throwing rocks. Just so happens they were throwing rocks over the fence to the parking lot he was in, and his car was damaged. The defendant's son was one of the kids identified, and once she saw the damage, she seemed like she was going to do the right thing and pay him to fix the dents. Turns out she turned around and filed a complaint against him, claiming he was harassing her. Bottom line, he's owed $500 for his damages and is suing the defendants for just that. This is the defendant, Stephanie DeVoe. She says the plaintiff claims to have video of her 9-year-old son throwing rocks at his car and then running away. He told her if she didn't pay for the damage, he was going to have her son arrested. The plaintiff thinks he can intimidate her and her family because he's a cop, but he can't. Owe him money for what he's put her through? Ha! She's accused of copping an attitude.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Jared DiLiberto, you are suing Stephanie DeVoe and Jeremiah Williams, who is your son. You look 15. So your 9-year-old son, how old are you?
29.
Oh my goodness, you look, honestly, you look 15. All right, now your son is not here?
No, he's in the hospital.
What
He's
happened?
hospitalized Sunday. He got a lot of problems, though.
Is he all right?
Yeah. He will be. He just needs a proper evaluation and the right doctor to look at him.
All right, you're suing them for $500, the amount of your insurance deductible for repairs to your car for damages that you say were caused by her child. Tell me what's going on.
On August 8th, I reported to work, parked my car in our employee lot, and went to work. A short time later, one of our...
Where do you work?
I work for a local police department.
Okay.
As a dispatcher.
Okay.
I was informed a few hours into the shift by one of the other officers that kids were seen throwing rocks over the adjacent fence, and some cars had been struck. I went out to inspect my vehicle, make sure it wasn't damaged. Unfortunately, it was. There was large scratch, dent marks on the roof of my car. And an investigation was done. The department declined to press charges. They decided to just let the parents handle the disciplinary part of it.
No, but how did they figure out who did it?
Officers did an investigation. They went over.
But you have a civil suit pending here, so you now have to prove it to me. You can't just tell me somebody else is convinced. You have to tell me how they figured out who did it.
Okay. I was informed by the officers who the individuals were who admitted to doing it, and statements were filed by the defendant.
Okay. Can I have the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
My son went outside to play with the neighborhood kids, as they always do in the driveway, and my neighbor that lives directly below us, because it's a 4-family apartment, their kids were also outside playing, and they always play in our driveway. We can see them from our kitchen window. So if they were to take off for 2 seconds, we could call their name, they come right back. There's the fence. No, the fence that divides.
If you're looking, though.
We were looking.
You may turn around and do something.
No, the fence that divides my driveway divides their driveway
Between
also.
you and the police department. Right, so it's one fence.
Right, and there's trees, so it's not like you could see what's on the other side.
Okay.
But apparently, all the kids were throwing rocks over the fence.
Including your kid?
That's what they said.
No, I'm asking you what your kid said.
My son said he didn't do it. He said that the other kids were throwing the rocks and he ran around the fence to see what had happened with one of the other boys. That's what he said. He said he wasn't throwing the rocks.
Do you believe him?
I don't know what to believe.
What? How do you resolve that little thing? If I think my kid is lying to me, which you may think your child is, you're not sure, I can't rest until it's solved. Until the mystery is no longer a mystery.
He's been questioned several times because there was follow-up investigations.
And did he say he did it?
Nope, he's still saying he didn't.
Did he say to the police? He just told me that he admitted doing it. Is that not true?
No, I didn't.
Your Honor, if I may.
He didn't admit to doing it, and I didn't say he did it. There's no signed statement. Whatever's in that statement is what another officer claims I said.
No, these would be statements signed by you guys. Hold on. What is this piece of paper?
That was part of an investigation that was begun by my police department due to an allegation of the defendant.
Tell me about that.
I was working with the defendant. She did tell me she wanted to pay for the damages over the phone. Unfortunately, I have no proof of that, but we did have conversations.
I don't think she denies that.
No, he called me literally the next day saying that the investigating officer said if I didn't pay the whole thing in one sum, that my son was going to get arrested for a felony charge. But he was looking for all of it from me. And I was like, and I told him that the other 2 children, however, only one of them is listed that were involved, is not my child. So I should not be held responsible for somebody else's child's actions. And that's when I went to the police station and I said, look, there's texts being sent back and forth. He's asking if I have renter's insurance. He's asking questions. I'm not trying to continue going with this back and forth game, and I knew that there was things weren't adding up. And I launched an informal internal investigation.
Against him?
Against him, yep.
Because?
Because of the harassment.
Okay, this was the next day after the event.
Yeah, then
And the harassment would be telling you if you don't pay the whole thing, your son will be arrested for a felony, which is, of course, bogus, right?
Yep.
Did you ever say that to her?
No. The officers reported to me, actually, I'm sorry, I did, about the felony because it was reported
But it's not a felony. They throw a couple of kids, 9-year-olds, somebody, they're not even going to file charges.
I understand, but the officers...
Okay, so that's kind of like nasty.
I understand the officers who were investigating told me that it was a felony of criminal mischief because of the total value. That's what I was told. It's my fault for repeating that. However,
I don't think so.
Once an investigation was started, I was not allowed to have contact with her. I couldn't talk to her anymore.
What ended up happening with the investigation? Like, what'd they do? Did you get in trouble?
I was given rather than being suspended and possibly terminated, they decided to give me a written reprimand that goes into my file.
Okay. What part didn't they like?
Well, at first, they wanted to know how I'd obtained the information to contact her so quickly.
Oh.
Her ex-husband...
Wait, but that's kind of... Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Her ex-husband contacted the department that evening, stated that his son did do it, and that he was not responsible because he was with her at the time it occurred.
Okay, I need to see something where the kid says he did it.
I've never been married.
Is there... Okay.
I'm sorry, the father of your
stop talking to
child.
each other. Where is... that you said that the police officer took a statement for the kid and the kid said he did it?
Correct.
What, can I see that?
I don't believe that I have... Let me just...
What are you talking about? How could you not have that? That's what I need.
And she admitted to me...
Listen to me. It's a very simple question. How are you proving, because the burden is upon you to prove, by a preponderance of the evidence, her son threw a rock that damaged your car. How are you proving it?
Because in her statement, she says that...
In her statement, not there's no statement of the kid? Or there is and you didn't bring it?
Because of his age as a juvenile, I am not allowed access to that.
So in her statement, what? What do I see in her statement? I read her statements. Yes, I don't see it. That's why I'm asking.
That her son did it, and she wanted...
Wait, stop. In her statements, she says her son did it.
Yes, it's in there. It's
okay, hold on. Okay, this is your statement. And in your statement, the first paragraph of your statement says, on August 8th, prior to 7 p.m., my 10-year-old son, Jeremiah, and the downstairs neighbor's children were in the driveway throwing rocks over the fence. On the other side of the fence, the rocks struck cars in the city parking lot. Why did you say that? If you don't believe that to be true and that's not what you gleaned from the conversation.
Because I had three
didn't finish my
officers.
question. That's not what you gleaned from the conversation with your son. You don't strike me as a shrinking violet.
No. But when you have 3 officers in your house telling you that this is the statement that has to be, that's part of the investigation that I had.
Stop.
So the plaintiff chooses to go after this one parent of one kid, and there were other kids. Does that parent, the defendant, have to pay for the entire cost of the repair?
I think so.
Why?
Because I caught one, that's all I need. And then the other one, he gonna tell on everybody else. So yeah, you gonna make everybody, I'm gonna get this one too.
Fair enough. We'll have to pay all the cost.
Not necessarily. I think they have to take a look at everybody and take a look at...
They can only find one person, one kid.
I'd say no.
Really? What do you think?
No.
So that one parent who had a kid in the crowd doesn't have to pay anything?
I will say it should be a split if there are 5 kids, 6 kids.
So you split it based on the percentage?
Yes.
Okay, we'll find out going inside the courtroom.
You're the same woman who the next day called IA on him. You're not that person. I understand that from somebody else, but I don't understand that from the same woman who I'm talking to all this time.
Right.
And who I know launched IA against him. Probably, I don't blame you, because you felt pressured.
Right.
So you're not the person who said, when you feel pressured, you don't write falsehoods out of fear. When you feel pressured, you say, who do you think you are? You chest bump and you call IA. So why would I believe you wrote that out of fear as opposed to that you spoke to your son and your son confessed to you? See what I'm saying? Right. Okay. What ended up happening? You got sued by State Farm, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
$830.
And let me see that. And are you making payments to State Farm?
Not yet. I haven't made payments yet because...
Okay, now you have the deductible of $500.
Correct.
The $800 and something includes the $500 deductible, right? In other words, State Farm only paid $300 and something.
Correct. I wanted to work it out civilly and arrange a payment plan.
So what happened? Yeah, I know, but then you couldn't because then you came on too strong and blah, blah, blah. And, you're doing the right thing going to court, and you're going to end up paying it because you're living in a state where it's strict liability if it's malicious stuff, and this is malicious stuff. Throwing rocks and damaging people's property is a deliberate act. It's not an accident. It's not negligence. It's deliberate. Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to pay it. I'm going to end up, fighting against you, and that's how it works. And that's how it works. We don't kill your son for it. We just make him pay and make you pay. And then, if it was my kid, I might make him do a few chores around the house. You know, put a little dollar amount on each of the chores and then make them work it off, you know. As for State Farm, they may pursue you or they won't. What they can't do is get the deductible twice. In other words, since he's suing you for the deductible, I'm going to order a judgment against you for the deductible, okay? But more importantly, what have you done? What measures have you taken to make sure?
I have a question. How come I'm responsible for the whole deductible when
I'm going to explain
there's
that.
other
Thank you
children
for pointing that out, and let me explain
That's
to you
not
why.
fair.
Here's why, okay? Because there is a concept in the law called co-conspirators and joint and several liability. If a bunch of people get together, I'm going to use an extreme example. If the three of us get together and we decide we're going to rob a 7-Eleven, okay? And he's working at the 7-Eleven and he gets killed, all three of us get charged. By me, you two get charged with felony murder. Okay? Because the three of us are working in concert towards something, and we're all liable for the results of the something. Okay, now on a much smaller scale, when people destroy property together because they think it's funny, what ends up and the damage that ensues, they're each joint and severally liable for all of the damage. And what joint and several liability means that he can choose whom to sue. He can do that. And the reason why it's fair, why the law deems it fair, is because everybody was in it together, so everyone's responsible for the ensuing damage. Got it? Now let's talk about the more important thing. What have you done about the idea of your son throwing rocks over to the car or hanging out with kids who do, or like what happened?
I don't let him play with those kids anymore. That's number one.
That's hard, though, because they live in the same building.
It's not hard. I just don't let them outside together. They're outside, you're not. It's that simple.
Good.
I've been taking him to my mom's house so he can play with the kids over there.
Good.
And he's in counseling, and he's doing what he has to do.
So are you. So are you. $500 verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the judge gives an explanation and rules against you. Step on in. You understand the explanation you got from her?
Yes.
Okay, so why you're paying the entire deductible?
Yeah, but it's not fair that I have to pay the whole thing because my son was one of 3 children involved, and there's 2 other children, but it is what it is. I just have to accept it, I guess.
Was it a matter of principle for you to stand up when you felt like you were possibly being intimidated? At least that's the way you interpreted it?
Well, yeah, there was voicemails being left.
Did that get you to stand up even stronger against?
Yeah, that's why I went and launched an investigation.
Okay. All right. Head around the corner there, and good luck with everything. And, okay, so step in. You win your case. Congratulations on that. What's your reaction to the outcome here?
I'm very pleased with what Judge Millian awarded me. I believe that I was do it justly. I tried to work with the kids civilly, and in the midst before that could occur, she filed an internal investigation against me.
Well, can you see it from her side and see why she may have felt like it felt intimidating to her?
I can, because there were other people involved who had sustained damage, and they wanted to get their money as well. I can't comment what they said. I can only say that I tried to help as much as I could to avoid going this route.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. You head right down this way. Harvey, can she turn around and sue the other kids' parents that were involved?
Definitely, Kurt. In the law, it's called technically contribution, which basically means, yes, ultimately you are responsible for your share. And if you end up paying the whole thing to the plaintiff, you can then get the amount you overpaid from the other people. You can get that money back. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, John Shaughnessy. He says he rented a room from the defendant, and when he moved out, the guy refused to return a security deposit. Because of that, he lost his car since he didn't have the money to pay a repair bill. And because of that, he missed out on 2 job opportunities. The defendant's a crook who must be stopped, so we can't do this to someone else. He's suing the deadbeat for $5,000, the money he's owed. This is the defendant, Michael Biancardi. He says this lawsuit's bogus because he had a signed lease with the plaintiff who agreed to give him 3 weeks' notice upon vacating. The guy packed up his stuff in the middle of the night and moved out, and he has every right to keep his security, so he did. He's accused of causing lots and lots of problems. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $695 for cleaning fees and unpaid rent.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
John Shaughnessy.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
are suing Michael Biancardi, your former landlord, for $5,000. You say that you are out substantially more than that as a result of him not returning a security deposit. Okay. You find out about his place how? Craigslist?
Craigslist.
All right. And you moved from where?
I had moved back in from Colorado back in the late of 2009.
Okay. And how much in security deposit did you pay him?
$520 plus also a week's rent would be $650.
Okay. But why are you suing for $657 in security deposit if your security deposit was only $520? The other one, the rest of that was the week's rent.
Was a week's rent included into the amount, Your Honor?
No, I understand, but you lived there that week, right? That was
Yes.
your rent. Okay. All right. So I've got it. All right. So then what happens? You lived there from 2009 until. Are you living with him?
No, I'm not. I moved out on February
No, I'm sorry.
29th.
I mean, when you moved in 2009, are you actually a roommate of his?
No, I was living upstairs in a room.
Okay. And he's living where?
Downstairs.
All right. But is it a one-family place? What is it?
Yeah, it's a one-family dwelling. It's your entrance into the back of the house. You come in and you walk up a set of stairs, and there was 2 rooms upstairs in the second portion of the house.
And so he rented one to you, one to somebody else?
Yes.
All right. And then what happens?
Well, basically, I was living there for a period of time itself. I had then gotten another opportunity for possibly getting the job. Unfortunately, at the time, financially wise, I couldn't do anything with it, so I lost that one particular job. But then what ended up happening was, Your Honor, is September 23rd, 2011, my boss, my ex-boss, had committed suicide.
Sorry to hear that.
Okay. What ended up happening was that his wife instructed me then at the time that she needed to, as far as sell all her vehicles and her buses itself, and she would be closing up the business. So we had from the end of September, after burying Mr. Matinsky, to the end of the fiscal year of 2011 to get rid of all of her vehicles, which we did.
What does that mean in terms of what were you doing for a living?
I was working for her, running her business itself, as far as
What kind of business is it?
a limousine business.
Oh. So that happens, and now you have no job here.
At the end of the fiscal year of 2011, December, the end of December, basically, I would have no job.
All right, but just let me ask you a question. At some point, you decide that you want to move out. How much notice does the agreement require?
3 weeks, Your Honor.
And you weren't giving him the 3 weeks notice, correct?
What happened was that on February 29th, it was a Sunday, I had turned around and I had moved out, and that
So a couple
was
days.
done.
All right, now what I want to know is you didn't give him notice, and you know that you let me see what he signed originally. Did you sign something that talked about notice? And you know that it says notice, so tell me your reason on why it is he can't keep it as a breach.
I had spoken with my attorney, and my attorney said to me that he directed me to go to as far as the township of Babylon to find out whether or not, as far as this dwelling was legal or not. And I found out from the town of Babylon that it was not legal. He always wanted cash payments from me, never gave me a receipt for any type of rent whatsoever before, Your Honor.
Okay, let me hear your response to that.
He asked if I would take a check. I said, no, I don't accept checks, only cash, because checks do bounce.
Did you think that's what I was asking? I was asking about whether the place is legal to rent out.
Well, now I found out that it's not legal.
What do you mean? Now you found out. You know
Well-
whether you have the appropriate papers
Well,
to rent.
I read in a handbook, a state law indicating that you're allowed to have a maximum of 4 boarders unrelated.
Right.
So I assumed that I was doing okay. Now that I got a summons, I'm aware that I wasn't allowed to do it.
Okay, what are you allowed to do instead?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well,
I
you can't rent
it
out.
out.
Why won't you return his security deposit if you can't keep it for rent? What happened? You have a
Okay,
counterclaim against
so-
him for $695. $100 is for cleaning fee. What is it that was unclean when he left?
All right, he left a large TV. I couldn't budget. I had to have someone come in.
Why'd you leave a TV behind?
I left the TV behind, Your Honor, because I had no room in my vehicle to take it.
Well, that's not his problem. That's your problem. Okay, go on.
There were bowling balls that were very heavy.
Okay.
I couldn't pick up.
Did you leave bowling balls?
I think I may have left one in the
Okay.
There was a
yes.
couple. And I had to get someone to come up, straighten the room out, and
Okay.
remove all the items.
Now, according to your lease, you're entitled to keep $100 for that trouble.
Yes.
All right, now let me ask you about the other thing you're claiming against the security deposit is 2 weeks' rent. And you can't do that, because if it's not legal to rent out, you can't ask me to enforce and help you to get rent that's illegal for you to collect.
Okay,
I don't
Your
get
Honor.
it. That's like, he buys cocaine from you, and the cocaine's not good quality, so you come to court and ask the judge he ripped me off, so Lester, I want some of my cocaine money back. When something is illegal, we don't allow you to use us as a court system to help you. Put your hand down. To help you to get money you're not entitled to get. Right. All right, but now let's talk about the cost to repair and paint ceiling. Why is that on your tenant? What happened?
I told him I was very reluctant that he could have an air condition, and I told him I wanted him to sign a document that if the air condition should cause any type of damage whatsoever, you could be responsible.
Okay,
I have a
did
sign.
the air conditioner cause damage?
Yes.
What damage?
The ceiling is all stained, that it was leaking from the air conditioner.
Did you ever bring that to his attention before he moved out?
I didn't know it.
When did you find it out?
When he left, the next day, I just started looking around, and I spotted it. I wasn't aware of it. And
Do you have pictures of it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what room is that?
That would be my kitchen, and his bedroom is right over that.
Is that where the AC was, in his bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, but how's that $325?
There was one spot they had to cut out, and they had to put a piece of...
Let me see the proof that you paid $325. How do I know that this is from damage from the AC leaking as opposed to that you just had a pipe issue?
Well, there are no pipes in that area, and the roof and the siding was done maybe a little over 3 years ago.
What say you about the whole air conditioning thing? Because you did sign something that said that any damage.
I have the pictures here, Your Honor, of the room itself taken, and you'll see the air conditioner that was purchased in May of 2011. It was a brand new air conditioner. It's in that box right there that I was going to take with me. Unfortunately, I had no more room left in my vehicle to take it. And that's the pictures of the way I left the place, very clean and spotless. And where you see the TV was the windows where that air conditioner was placed in back in the end of May of 2011, and it was removed in the end of August of 2011. It was put onto a tarp, and I made sure that all the water and condensation was out of the air conditioner.
Okay.
I turned around, put it back into its original box and carton, in plastic and all, put it into the closet, and that was the last actual item that I was going to take, but I had no more room in my vehicle.
Okay. Now, how do you manage to turn a $520 security deposit case into $5,000?
Would you ever find a roommate through Craigslist?
Absolutely not. You never know who you're going to meet.
I got it.
Didn't someone get killed?
Several. What do you think?
Not a chance. I would never take a roommate through Craigslist.
All single white female going inside the courtroom.
What happened was that when I had gone to the township of Babylon, and I explained to everything that happened, okay, I also said to her that I also lost a job, and I do have a letter here from that employer that is telling you that he did offer me a job, and that under my financial circumstances that I couldn't take the job because of the security money.
Okay, but why would you not be able to take a job over security not being returned to you? First of all, security doesn't have to be returned to you on the spot. It can be returned to you within 30 days. So why would that have any bearing on whether you take the job? Why don't you just take the job?
The situation was, Your Honor, is I didn't have enough money to travel. That's what it was.
To travel where? Where was the job?
They had a position for me either in Virginia, okay, or in California, and I didn't have the funds to travel.
Okay, I know, but how does that mean he's got to pay you $10,000? I mean, I'm sorry that you're going through financial difficulty. These are tough times for a lot of people. It sounds like you're doing what you can. Hopefully there will be rosier skies ahead, okay? But my question to you is, how does that mean he has to pay you $10,000? I mean, if you don't even have the $200 it'll take you to get to the city to get the job, that's on him, so he has to pay you $10,000? You can't.
I understand what you're saying,
You're
Your
just
Honor.
angry?
I'm very distraught over this whole matter.
All right. Your security deposit is $520, not $657. You're not entitled to $10,000 extra for loss of income because of the job situation. You're entitled to keep the $100 for cleaning based on the testimony I've heard. You're not entitled to deduct anything. No, we're done. You're not entitled to deduct anything for rent because you're not entitled to charge rent. And I find that you have not adequately proven to me that whatever repair you had to do was due to the air conditioner. The way that people prove that to me is that here, where this is all listed, it would say leak due to faulty air conditioning or something. So you have to bring me something that proves to me that it's due to the AC, and you haven't done that, so I'm not going to allow you to deduct anything for the AC. That means that I'm ordering you to return $420. That's the $520 security deposit minus the $100 cleaning fee that you basically admitted you had violated that clause. So I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $420 plus prejudgment statutory interest plus your court costs. Okay? On your counterclaim, 0, other than the $100 that I'm letting you keep.
Well, here's the defendant. He got to keep a $100 cleaning fee. Come on over here. Step right over here next to me, or turn around this way. So what's your reaction to the outcome here? He kind of took you to the cleaners here.
Well, the judge didn't give me a chance to explain the way he walked out on me. I got no notice at all. I went up there to his room, and I seen everything packed in the hallway. He didn't ask for a security back, and he just says,
the place was illegal.
Getting out of here.
What about that?
Well, that's true, too.
Okay.
But
anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, okay, good man. All right, you just head right down here with her, okay? All right, so come on in here. You didn't get anywhere near what you sued for.
No, I didn't itself.
$10,000 for loss of income?
The situation is that, I lost another job itself. I wish I could have see if we could have made other arrangements.
It's not his fault.
I know. But the other situation is that what this was really all about is that someone that's renting someplace illegally, knowing you're doing something illegal, and I've asked him numerous amount of times for cash receipts for my rent, and he never gave me, never
You
offered
had no
it.
idea the place was illegal?
When I first moved in there, I didn't know until what happened was when I moved out and I instructed from my attorney, I turned around and went to the town of Babylon, and they're the ones that said to me, this place is not legal.
Let's go to the street. Harvey.
Here's the thing, a landlord who rents illegally cannot collect rent, but if the tenant moves out and damages the place or it needs to be cleaned, you can get those expenses back.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.